Hey guys, welcome to what will most likely be the season finale here for Season 5 in the Championship. We've 5 games to go in the league. We also have an FA Cup semi-final against Bournemouth to play today as well. We're 12 points inside the playoffs with 15 points available to be played for. So a win in today's first game against Barnsley, or basically we just need one win in the league to guarantee the playoff spot. And then, to be honest, I'm not that bothered who we play in the playoffs. I'm confident of being able to beat any of the 3 that are there at the minute. Barnsley, then QPR away is the second game. Then we've that FA Cup semi against Bournemouth. Then Hull, Forest and Watford, or Watford then Forest. So I'm going to play Barnsley, I'll sim QPR, we'll play Bournemouth, and then if we need to play another, we will, but I don't think we'll need to before ending the league season today ahead of the playoff semi-finals tomorrow. Again, the ears are out. The headset is still charging, still adjusting to having a wireless headset and needing to keep an eye on how long the battery life has got left. So we shall crack on anyway, and we shall play Barnsley in the first game and hopefully get ourselves a victory. Do drop the video a like if you enjoy, of course, and make sure you subscribe to the channel with that notification bell tick so you don't miss out on any content. But Barnsley away from home to begin, and I don't think we're going to have that much trouble today, I hope. Nib's up to 74 rated, as you can see there. Clark's up to 73 as well. So we're continuing to get growth. Abadia up to 73 now too. Any other growth there? Campos up to 80 as we've progressed. And Wilson up to 75. Of course, we're into a new month now. So fingers crossed then. We should be able to get ourselves a positive start and not have too much work to put in today. Outside, of course, of that FA Cup semi-final, which is a huge game. Barnsley's 11 then. Bradley Collins in goal. Corley Woodrow up top, I believe. Or actually, Woodrow was at Cam last time we played Barnsley, wasn't he? They put a 4-1 or 4-2-3-1, I thought. At least that's what I recall. Playing a 4-1-2-1-2 this time with Kuipers and Woodrow alongside him. Alex Moat in the midfield again. I say in that intro that I'm confident of beating anyone that's in the playoffs currently. We did just play Leeds and Fulham in yesterday's episode. We were able to get a good win against Leeds, but Fulham did beat me. So whilst I remain confident with my squad in being able to get a result, we could find ourselves in a similar position to last year where we're up against a side that are genuinely better than us and have a history of beating us. I can't remember what the first game against Fulham was this season. Good save by Schofield to deny them an opening goal. But Bristol City we played recently and won well, I think. The episode before last. I'd have to check the calendar. But we will do that at the end of the episode, depending on who we get, or just seeing who we're up against in the playoffs and check our previous results against them. But for the time being, we're just going to concentrate on what's happening on the field in front of us. And that is Cambridge versus Barnsley. And that's a very good ball across the box. But thankfully, Wolf has headed it wide. I say Wolf. I presume it's Wolf with an E on the end. It might be Wolf. I don't know. Perhaps. I'll probably have to Google his name and see what nationality he is. Yeah, he's English. Matty Wolf with a W. In the middle. Clark tucking in narrow as well. Having to get a lot of bodies behind the ball here. Clark trying to get a foot in. Schofield, despite all of the Cambridge United men in the way, their shot still finding it's just so many black shirts there, but still they're able to get the shot off and, well, under the arm of the defender and saved by the keeper. Moat into Barrett. Where's that ball going in? That's going to be another corner, isn't it? Ethan Clark with a tackle. Oh, come on. I would like to end the season strong with regards to the league form so that we can be in high morale and in good confidence. Pushing into the playoffs, but we are to be 1-0 down in the 19th minute here against Barnsley. Another example, sharp turn and a good finish, but another example of near post OP. Works for me, works against me. And we just have to deal with it. And perhaps we'll do the same to them later on in the game. But Barnsley 1-0 up here. And whilst we only need a win in any of the games, or 3 points all told, to guarantee our playoff spot, as things stand, we're not going to be getting it here. Although Nibs could set up Palomino on his left foot. Oh! And he's so close to an equaliser. We'll try again, maybe. Palomino go across goal this time. Not to be denied at the second attempt. Oh, 2 good hits from Palomino. His right foot, even though it's a 4-star weak foot, isn't that good at shooting. But clearly that left foot's got some power behind it. We weren't behind for long. Woodrow, Kuipers, step in. Oh, I tried to get there and couldn't. Oh my God, Wright's touch was awful. Don't foul him. Save that. Poor, dearie me, the defender there. That was really questionable. Right, very nearly cost us a goal again there. And Barnsley nearly had their lead back. Abadia looks for Evans. We could even get the lead for ourselves here. Go backwards first. Palomino finding Nibs. Not exactly how I envisaged that going, but it has the right end product. Abadia hop, skipping and jumping his way towards those travelling fans. We have ourselves a 2-1 lead. We've turned it around against Barnsley. Same way that Fulham did to us yesterday. Holding me up well, but giving the ball away. They've done that too much in this game, Barnsley. I haven't yet properly punished them for it. But we might be about to extend our lead to 3, and that really will be game over. Great finish by Evans into that bottom corner. That is game over now. We have finally punished them. Given ourselves a 3-1 lead, a 2-goal advantage, and hopefully sealed our place in the playoffs. Driven hard into Odawar. Kuipers, Moat around the corner to Odawar again. Kuipers into Moat. This game might not be over yet. Barnsley playing some really good football here. Made a slight against them in the previous highlight where we scored our 3rd goal about the poor quality of their passing so far in this game. And then the very next highlight, their very next attack, they actually play about very well indeed. But unfortunately for them, Kuipers can't find the finish on the end of it. And even when they do find things clicking for them in the final third, that final opportunity, the one that they actually need to get right, they haven't been able to. That's a loose pass, but they're going to find... Oh, a teammate, and that was deflected, and Schofield just keeps it out. Grimacing there as he might well have smacked his back on the woodwork. Hit early, and yeah, that was a really awkward one to deal with. Tipped away, and yeah, I think he might well have hurt himself there falling, but he's all right to continue. Mowat would take the corner short. Barra whipped into the middle, and he is going to be found, and they are going to score a second. Juarez with the one to pull them back into the game here, Barnsley. It fell kindly for someone who had... well, he's just fallen straight to his teammate's feet. How the defender didn't get anything on it, I'm not sure. The first defender nearer towards the front post. It then fell to the man that knocked it into his teammate, who quite tidily tucked it away. Juarez, we have ourselves a game on our hands again. In the 77th minute, Barnsley have decided they want to turn up again. And it's 3-2 now. Here's Williams. 2 minutes added on at the end. 2 minutes that are going to be filled with a Barnsley attack. Ritzmaier finds Barra. Ritzmaier again, good block by Wright. And that will save us our 3 points. Well, Barnsley, that was quite the entertaining game to start us off, wasn't it? The travelling fans are delighted, as are we. Those 3 points will, goal difference aside, guarantee us progression to the playoffs. They had a lot of chances in that game. Watford beat Bristol City. They might well be beating Newcastle's points record from last year. 111 points from 42 games for Watford so far this season. And with now... other teams need to play their games in hand. Okay, we'll advance a little bit further then. What was the next... I can't actually recall what the next game was off the top of my head. A loan offer from Charlton from Pereira Rock. Why would I loan my first team... Why would I loan my first team right back to a side in the division below me? Charlton, oh no, Charlton are in our division, but still. Strange that they'd want to, or even assume that they might potentially stand a chance of getting him on loan. Regardless, we'll head towards the next game. We'll simulate it. Was it QPR actually, I think, off the top of my head? Queen's Park Rangers, was it? Indeed it is. And by the time we get there, we'll be able to see what the rest of the results were all round on match day 42. So we are 15 points clear of Bristol City in 7th. And there are 12 points left available. We are finishing in the playoffs. We are finishing above Leeds. And whilst we are 12 points above Stoke and theoretically, mathematically still catchable, they're not going to catch us because our goal difference is 19 better. And even though, yes, we would have to lose all of our games and they'd have to win all of theirs, I still wouldn't see a 19-goal Hall turnaround. So we're going to be finishing 3rd or 4th. As things stand, we'll face Leeds. And then it will be Stoke-Fulham in the other half of the draw. I think I've got an eyelash stuck in my eye again. But we'll wait and see what happens on this next one against QPR. What's the next game, actually, after this? It's the Bournemouth game in the FA Cup. Okay, we'll sim it as is. I am sorely tempted. Oh, wow, they're in good form, actually, Queen's Park Rangers. I think it is... Oh, Todd Campbell with a goal after 3 minutes. That's a great start. I think it's time. I know I have held off recently. We tried them briefly as a strike partnership, and then Adebayo started to chip in with a few more goals again, so we held off making the change permanently. But Adebayo hasn't really performed for me properly in the last episode and a half, in the last 5 or 6 games. So I think Adebayo and Abadia, especially now that Abadia is showing even more signs of growth, I think they are going to swap around, and Abadia will line up alongside Okereke in the starting lineup for the first team now. And it will be it will be Nibs and Adebayo that line up in the backup 11. So coming up next then will be another played game, that being Bournemouth, of course, in the FA Cup semi-final. Time to head to Wembley for an all-championship FA Cup semi-final. I don't know what their run was like. Ours was certainly favourable. But actually, I can have a quick look, can't I? So who have Bournemouth had to get to here? We had Burton, Wolves, Chelsea, and then Sheffield United. Bournemouth knocked out West Brom of the Premier League. They knocked out Exeter City, so that's not too difficult. They knocked out Crystal Palace of the Premier League, so that's a decent result there for them as well. And in the 3rd round, Bournemouth. 3-0 against Middlesbrough. So neither of us really have, outside of our Chelsea test, neither of us really have had massively difficult runs to get to the semi-final. On the other half of the draw and potential final opponents for whoever goes through is Brighton, winnable game for both sides you'd say, or Manchester City. So you imagine it will be City that go through. We shall wait and see. Sorry Greg, you're an inspiration, but it's not going to happen. And Nathan Collins, you are going to be playing in this game, so don't worry, my man. Abadia and Okereke with their first start together, I think, ever. What can we do against Bournemouth in the FA Cup semi-final? Bournemouth starting lineup then. They do still have Ramsdale. They played a different keeper against us last time, if you recall, in the league. Wilson's still up top through the middle for them. A 4-1-4-1 or a 4-5-1 still their formation. Looks very similar in starting lineup to last time as well. Claude Maurice on the left-hand side. Jefferson Lerma in the middle. Centelles at left-back. What was the score last time we played Bournemouth? I can't remember. We beat them, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we beat them by like 2-1. I'd have to, again, check the fixture list, but Abadia and Okereke playing up top together from the start for the first time. Quite the occasion to be trying that out. Hopefully it works for us. We'll wait and see. But fingers crossed, they will click and we'll find ourselves back at Wembley for an FA Cup final at the end of the season. Last time a Championship side made it to an FA Cup final was Millwall, I think, in the mid-2000s against Manchester United, which Manchester United duly won like 3-0, I think. I think it was when Dennis Wise was playing at Millwall still, so that shows you how long ago it was. Abadia with a great turn, but not the finish to match. We remain scoreless for the time being, although the way they're playing the ball about here, I have a funny feeling it might not be long before we have another opportunity for Bournemouth to score a goal. I'm going to have to draw Cano out of position here to deal with this. Centelles lays it back. De La Cruz could deliver. He didn't. I just tried to sprint at him to get in the way. Anguissa lifted out wide. He's way around the corner. Tight angle. Cafaro tackled and cleared away by Wilson. Thank you. Oh no, here we go again. Anguissa brings it down. Lerma into the middle. Rolls can't get there. Lerma still coming forward. Jack Rolls still tracking back defensively. And apparently fouling the man. It's going to be a free kick for Bournemouth here in a very promising position. De La Cruz to take it. Winding up for the shot, presumably, which he takes well. He takes very well. A sublime free kick from De La Cruz, and Bournemouth lead at Wembley. They're going to get themselves back into the Premier League via automatic promotion this season, and if that's the sort of quality they can produce for the full 90 minutes here in the FA Cup semi-final, then they certainly deserve to go to the final themselves. That was a wonderful free kick. Certainly nothing that we could replicate with anybody I've got at the club currently. God, Wilson, that touch. I'm not sure how he's made it through there, but still we come forward. Can we maybe get an early response? No, Rolls his touch, sadly, letting him down. I was still holding the sprint button though, so that would have been a contributing factor. I wasn't sure whether it was a foul when they got the free kick, but get the free kick they did and score it very well. We are behind at Wembley's. Hopefully not a sign of things to come. Potentially in the playoffs as well, if we get to the final of that too. Wilson and Maurice again. Lovely little back heel. Bournemouth certainly the better side in that first half. Not many chances. 1 for me, 2 for them in the first 45. My one off target, of course. Unfortunately, Ahizabwe back there to Lerma. Into Ahizabwe again. I'm going to try and get there. Well, thought we did well enough. Cantwell. Oh, how has he blocked that like that? Ahizabwe knocks that header down. I tried to just clear it with Cantwell and it was somehow brought down by Cafaro. Good strong arm by Schofield. Unfortunately not strong enough to keep the ball in play so that we could recover it, and they will have the corner. De La Cruz to Cafaro again. Waiting for the ball back to De La Cruz. There it is, and he's offside, thankfully. Good save by Schofield there to deny Bournemouth a second. If we get the next goal, then obviously it's still very much game on. What is that from Nathan Collins? But if they score a second before we've scored our first, I have a feeling that might be game over. Thankfully, Cano steps in. What on earth was that pass from Nathan Collins? Give me strength. Picked off well by the Bournemouth backline again. I cannot find a way through this Bournemouth team in this game. We might well have beaten them in the last league game that we played. Still pretty sure I recall us winning that game. But they have certainly performed the better here on this occasion. Claude Maurice could deliver an early ball. Pereira Rock wins it back. I'm going to have to make changes soon, I think, just to freshen things up, because whatever we're trying here isn't working. Basuma to Rolls. Abadia. He and Okereke just haven't really had the opportunity to link up in this game so far. We're going to get a free kick there. What change to make, though? That's the thing. I think I'm going to move Campos to Cam. Take Rolls out and bring Evans on the right-hand side. And I'm tempted to bring Clark on for Cantwell too, but we'll hold off on that for the moment. Cantwell, much better on the ball than Evans. Evans just obviously has the extra pace. Not Evans, Clark. Clark just obviously has the extra pace in those legs, but I fancy Cantwell to be able to pick apart. Oh my God, Basuma, what are you doing? Honestly, how am I supposed to create when my players can't even take control of a pass when they're under no pressure whatsoever? Marusic through to Callum Wilson. He's got options here. Claude Maurice around the corner. We will get this away, thankfully, but dearie me, we nearly caused our own downfall again there. Evans forward to Basuma. This time he knows how to take control of a ball. Pereira Rock looking for Okereke. Abadir is there. Okereke's gone again. Are we going to get lucky here? Maybe. Okereke to Abadir, who turns well. Please bury this. Good save by Ramsdale. Corner given. Best chance we've had all game to get ourselves an equaliser. I'm actually going to take this short. Play it to Evans. Who's that on the edge of the box? I think it might be Abadir again. It is under control, but not able to get the shot away. And that might be the last chance we're able to create. It's taken all of the second half to have just that one moment. And there's only 10 minutes to go. In space, not much to aim for in the middle, but he could still find a teammate. He does, but it's a simple stop for Schofield. Right thing to do to try and head that down into the ground, but just didn't execute it properly. Evans quickly forward to Abadir. Nicely to Ahizabwe. To Okereke. Come on, Pereira. Please, Okereke. In there to Okereke. Oh, God! I just can't do it against Bournemouth here. So frustrating. We've come so close to having that final pass on a number of occasions, but just keeps falling apart. Our passing has not been good enough. The partnership of Okereke and Abadia didn't really have the opportunity to show what they can do here in this game because I never really had the opportunity to give them the chance in the first place. So it's not really their fault, but that's us out of the FA Cup final, or out of the running for the FA Cup final, and out of the FA Cup at the semi-final stage. For I believe the second time. Didn't we get to the semi-final in like season 1? Evidently from the stats there you can see that we didn't deserve the win. Oh, now I'm going to have this press match conference. I apologise for the slight boost in audio. It's entirely unavoidable from me. I record everything on top of each other in the one track, so I can't artificially change the audio level of the game without changing the level of my mic as well. Next year we'll prepare more and perform better, but I mean a semi-final run is still very good indeed. Cantwell did well, other players should follow in his footsteps. Unfortunately we just couldn't quite do it. It wasn't our best day at the office. Bournemouth had a very good game, and congratulations to them. They will go through to the FA Cup final and play, presumably, Manchester City in the final at the end of the season. I would, however, still like to play one more game at Wembley this season, that being the playoff final. But we've 3 games to go in the league, and we're 7 points clear of Fulham. So if we win our next game against Hull, then that's us guaranteed finishing 3rd, let alone anywhere else. We've got £1 million added for next season, thanks to our performance in the FA Cup. Well, we can sim with the full strength team, I think, for every game now. Hull, yeah, then Watford, and then Forest. So with the situation as it is, with 4 points above Fulham, and they can only score another 3 because we're already guaranteed 3rd. We're already hang on. If I win, oh my god, hang on, it could still change. If we win against Hull, we could still get automatic promotion. It depends what happens with Bournemouth. Don't even do it to me. There's nothing other than pure drama in this save, is there? Hold on to this 1-0 lead. Jack Rolls has added a second. We will be winning this game against Hull, and we'll be 3 points behind Bournemouth with 2 games to go, I think. Indeed we are. 3 points behind Bournemouth with 2 games to go. What's the goal difference like? That's going to be the most crucial thing. What's the goal difference like? Ours is strong, I think. Plus 33. Theirs is plus 48. Wow. So we would need them to drop points in both games. There's a training injury. Unfortunately, James Wilden, offer from Monterey for him. Not going to consider that at the moment. Carl Noyle is back from injury. The managerial role at Real Sociedad has been offered to me. And a training injury for Palomino is out for 2 days. That's certainly manageable. Well, another offer for James Wilden. Again, we shall turn that down. Well, Bournemouth might well have played their 45th game by the time we get here. They haven't. The board are unhappy that we're not on track somewhere. Well, it's the youth academy. We don't care about that anymore in this save. Well, we got first place Watford. So if I sim this, I'll probably lose it. If I play it, I'll certainly lose it. Who have Bournemouth got in their final 2 games? I'm just trying to think whether it's worth the risk of, or whether it's worth me playing these last 2 games. Bournemouth have Luton, that they're absolutely certain to win, and Barnsley, who are 18th. Yes, no, there's no point. Bournemouth will win. Bournemouth will win their last 2 games, and it doesn't matter whether I play these games and win them both. We will not be getting automatic promotion. Abadia gives us a 1-0 lead, though, against Watford, who could, if they win this, go on to 120 points. You can see there Bournemouth winning 1-0 against Barnsley, doing what they need to. They just need that 1 win, because I am not going to turn around that goal difference, am I? Dominguez equalises for Watford. And, yeah, Bournemouth make it 2-0 against Barnsley. That's gone as expected. So even if we'd beaten Watford, we'd have still been at 3 points behind Bournemouth, where they would have needed to lose, and we would have needed to have won by 17 goals on the final day. So no, that was not going to happen. It was not going to happen. We will finish third in the Championship this season. We have a final match day against Nottingham Forest to simulate before the end. And it looks like we'll be having Middlesbrough in the playoffs. Unless Stoke or even Bristol City on goal difference could get themselves into that 6th place. It's going to be intriguing then to see who we have. We will certainly finish 3rd. Fulham will certainly finish 4th. Leeds will certainly finish 5th. Greg Taylor would love to play on his final game. Oh, I didn't actually want to say the win is more important. Greg, you can play on this final day. I will put you in ahead of Wright. Greg Taylor in what will be his final game of his league career as he retires at the end of the season. Will play in the starting lineup for Cambridge United against Nottingham Forest with literally nothing on the line for us. Bournemouth go 1-0 up against Luton as expected. Leeds lead. Watford lead. Stoke drawing. Leeds drawing, but their position isn't going to change. Tyler Walker gives Forest a 1-0 lead here. Derby winning against Sheffield Wednesday. Watford will end the season on 121 points. Stoke go 2-1 up. They're doing their bit. Are other results going to go their way? Reading beat Middlesbrough. Reading beat Middlesbrough. We lose 2-0 to Forest, but that's fine. So we have Stoke City in the semi-finals of the Championship playoffs. Last season, we lost to Brentford at this stage. Now, obviously, I would certainly like to make at least the final this season, if not get promoted. But we do things once over. If we don't make it, then we will spend a 3rd year in the Championship. £8.4 million added to our transfer budget. So our history against Stoke this season. It's Leeds versus Fulham in the other half. Stoke versus us. So our history against Stoke City this season is as follows. We have, so far this year, beaten them 1-0 at home. Can't remember whether that was a played or a sim. And we have lost by 3-2 away. If those results are replicated, it will be extra time and potentially penalties. So our other opponents potentially for the final, should we get through, Leeds, who we just beat 3-0. We lost to Fulham. Bristol, no, not Bristol City. We did play Bournemouth in the league earlier, didn't we? And I was wondering about that. It was a 2-1 win. I thought it was. So we're looking for Fulham and Leeds again here. Fulham we lost to. Leeds we beat. We've lost to Fulham twice in the league this season. We've lost to Fulham twice in the league this season and beaten Leeds twice. So we pray then that we get through against Stoke and that Leeds beat Fulham, because we do not have a track record against the side from West London. We'll have one final training regime before we reach that semi-final for the first game, or for the next episode tomorrow. We'll play both semi-final games in the same episode, of course, and then should we make it to Wembley for the final, the suit will be back on for a playoff final special. But we didn't get that opportunity last year, losing to Brentford at this semi-final stage. Desperate then to get ourselves to the Premier League. I would rather avoid, understandably, a 3rd season at Championship level. Let me know in the comment section, do you think that this team is ready for Premier League football? Certainly could do with some improving at centre-back. I've tried to show faith in Cano and Collins, and they just haven't grown quickly enough. Stuck in the low 70s for a good 3 seasons now. I think a new centre-back is certainly needed next season. We'll have a new centre-mid coming in, of course, in the shape of Oliver Skipp. So I think defence is where we need to improve for next year, but let's not even think about next year now. We need to solely focus on beating Stoke City tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. That being a big one tomorrow. Stoke City playoff semi-finals. I'll see you there.